Up, y'all? IG. So we had to come through on the IG, but if y'all want to see it in its fullness, come check us out on Facebook or check us out on on YouTube, right? So yeah, that's where we at, and we about to get it started. Y'all come on in, holla at us, and let us know. They coming in. In. Holler at us. Nah, that's too deep. Well, yeah, we can't start right there. That's later. We can end there. What up, y'all? Y'all ready? I know it's a pop up. It's a pop up.
Hello,
hey,
y'all.
Everybody. How y'all doing?
Yes, we have changed Auntie Chucky because she was gonna get us flagged.
And yeah, then we had to get out of the Isley Brothers because that was a lot. Mm-hmm. But it's about to be good tonight. We about to jump in. I need y'all to share. Let us know where you're coming in from. Where you coming in from? We want to know where you are at in the world. Holla at us. This is Marriage Monday. It's about discuss and decide, right? We're about to get into important, critical conversations you might want to have with your spouse. Hey. It's going to be good tonight. So let us know where you at. Let us know. Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. What up? Wow. Hey, Bishop. What's up, man? How you doing? We're about to get into this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I need y'all on Facebook. Holla at us. YouTube. We're almost in here. Chiming in on YouTube. We in Louisiana. We in Rochester, New York. Wow. We in New York. We in California. Y'all see this? We in Louisiana. We on the south side of the Chi. Yeah, I got something for y'all singles. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Y'all always know that y'all can always peek in on the conversation, and it's always good for you.
Look at them. They already jumping in. Do we have to be married? You don't have to be married, but this is a marriage conversation. Okay. Just so you know.
So don't come on here and talk about that's not what it's called Marriage Monday.
If you ain't there yet, it might be something beneficial for your future. Omaha, Nebraska, Los Angeles, Baltimore. What? This is crazy. This is so everywhere. Crazy. Yo. Share. Tag. Tell somebody it's up. I know we should have gave you a better warning, but sometimes
it's Monday, y'all.
It's Rosh Hashanah. It's the new year. We was like, yo, let's jump into it. Everywhere we go, all the people we see, everywhere we go, people want to know. We're talking about where y'all at, what y'all up to. So we figure we'll jump in. What's up, y'all? Y'all good? What up? We about to jump into this quick conversation. And hope that it's beneficial for you. It's discuss and decide. Can y'all drop that in the notes? Discuss and decide. Remember, yesterday was decision day. We still making decisions today. So just type discuss and decide. Discuss and decide. Let us know where you at. How y'all been? What y'all been up to?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to y'all. Y'all good? All right, listen, we about to jump into it. So good to catch up with y'all. We just thought that since we get asked the number one question, when is Marriage Monday coming back? What's happening? We're working on some things, but we just wanted to show up for you today.
Because we love you so much.
So we about to get into discuss and decide. Have you been having good, meaningful, quality conversations with your spouse, right? In efforts to deepen the conversation, not because it's something wrong. Oftentimes in married relationships, we get into it when something's wrong or when something's not the best way that it could be or it should be, but we don't necessarily be proactive in having meaningful conversations or what we call check-ins, right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all have check-ins? Talk to us. Let's see what the comments say. Do y'all have check-ins? Do y'all have check-ins? Discuss and decide. That's right. That's what we're talking about. How you discuss and then you decide, right?
Yeah.
You can't live in your marriage relationship in the middle, vacillating. Like you won't get any momentum that way. You won't get the desired results that you want that way. You won't get the relationship that you desire or that you prayed for without having conversations. Sometimes I tell my wife, I'll be like, yo, love me the way you told God you would love me when you didn't have me. when you were in that single season and you was like, Lord, I just
Yeah.
want a man like this,
Brian magazines under your bed.
and just love me the way you said you would love me when you prayed for me, right? And so sometimes when you are in that phase or that place where you really, really, really want that kind of relationship, it's critical and crucial that you don't just keep all that up inside your head.
Right. And don't let it manifest in your life. And it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Especially for women. It's so easy for us to do because we got that.
Why are you hiding? Come on. Why are you hiding a little bit?
I feel
because
like
you got that what?
here.
Because you got that what?
Because you got that evism inside of you.
Ooh, what's that?
The evism is never satisfied.
Ooh.
Like once you get what you
Evism.
I just made that up.
Did you?
I'm a doctor.
That's good. What does that mean? Unpack that a little bit.
Evism to me.
She had everything.
And she still constantly wanted something else.
Ooh.
And whatever she got, it was never enough. And so it's like once you quote unquote get the prayer that you have been asking God for, and it manifests, then you want something else. Like you forget what you wanted when you didn't have it.
Ooh.
You're just looking for something else. That unquenchable quote unquote thirst that really only God can feel.
My goodness. And then you're frustrated, but you haven't communicated.
Yeah, you're frustrated in your relationship because you are trying to obtain something that the other person doesn't. And then that's when
they don't even know.
Right. Which is self-responsibility. Self-responsibility is to know what you want and then to be able to articulate what you want.
Yeah, but let's go back. Wait, let's go back to unpack evisms. So then she is looking for something that she already has, and she's not communicated what she wants. But she's silently frustrated, and now she's talking to a snake.
Exactly. And it's kind of jacked up because you're talking to the snake about Adam, kind of. And Adam don't even know that you over there having a conversation. Well, he doesn't know that he doesn't even know that he's not quote unquote satisfying you or giving you what you need because he's trying to he working. Girl, you got everything.
Or he like, we in the garden. I didn't know. Wow, that's deep. You hit me with that one. I didn't see that one coming. That's good.
This is so authentic. Y'all don't even realize.
We need to unpack that a little bit later.
We don't
even talk about evisms. That. Okay. So, and then Adam is then not communicating. He's otherwise focused. He since we here, he not paying attention to the fact that she not even standing there no more. She gone over somewhere else having a conversation. He should have recognized by now that she's not even in the same space. He's not picked up on her emotionally, that she's not in the same space, that she's not in the same headspace, that perhaps her needs or her desires have changed. And if he was paying closer attention to her, perhaps she wouldn't have drifted off into having this conversation of dissatisfaction that is about to get her lured into a situation
and about to get not only her in a situation
because she's gonna feed him whatever she eats
it to her man. So her decision doesn't only affect her, but it also affects her whole family.
Yeah,
which is what happens with women. Lot's wife,
because she feeds the family,
right?
So whatever she's eating on, the family gets. So when she's upset, if she's been eating bitterness,
then she's multiplied because she's a multiplier.
She's giving all that up in the house.
She's a multiplier.
If she's frustrated, then he's frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. So he has to make sure that she's eating well, that her diet is well, that she's in a healthy space because she feeds the family.
Because if mama ain't good,
man,
ain't nobody good.
And if daddy ain't paying attention, that mama ain't good, then we all in a situation. Y'all all right? Is this a good conversation tonight? Discuss and decide. Y'all all right? Chime in. What y'all think about that? So you need to check in is what we're saying, right? So the man needs to pay attention to the woman, where she is, how she feels, what's her temperament, what's her vibe, what kind of energy she on, where her spirit is, right? If she's drifting, if she's somewhere else, if she's otherwise distracted, Bigsby, what up, man? Or Big B, I'm sorry. Or if he is, and she needs to pay attention in the conversation. If she is in a place of dissatisfaction, that she's able to communicate that. And here's what I like, that she's able to articulate and communicate that in a way that doesn't sound like nagging.
Right.
Because the quickest way to shut that man down from being open to her needs or being sensitive to her is to nag instead of to communicate, to harp on or be frustrated in her communication instead of communicating in a gentle way.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to say? You look like you're thinking.
I'm thinking because it's so interesting. Like when I got pregnant with Monet, what made me think that I was pregnant is because how much you irritated me.
Oh.
And I mean, like to the point where the garage door went up and I was like, oh my God, he got home already. And I was like, oh, I've never felt like that about my husband. So it's like,
and I was like, yeah, I said you had too much estrogen. I knew it was a girl because I was like, you got so much estrogen in you.
And but that's when I knew I was pregnant. So it's like that frustration, that being uncomfortable, that not kind of like losing your square, your space should be an awareness to you and also to the man that something is not right within me.
But whose responsibility is that?
That is self-responsibility. Yeah. It's, you have to, what I'm saying is like, people might say, well, how would I know that? And you got to know kind of like you're in a frustrated place or you're like constantly any and every little thing frustrates you about your family, about your marriage. You need to like, not that you did anything. Let me say this right. Not that you did anything. It's just, to me, it's an alarm that says you need to check in with you. You need to check in with you. Where are you? How are you feeling? No judgment. Just where are you so that you can take self-responsibility and articulate that to those that love you.
Yeah. So I think so before you get into this conversation with your spouse, it's important then you're saying to have a conversation with yourself. Mm-hmm. And so before you discuss and decide where you are and what's happening, you got to acknowledge, y'all chiming in on all everybody's talking.
Somebody just wrote a paragraph.
Right. So you are needing to chime in with yourself, to communicate with yourself, to check in with yourself, to be honest with yourself, to be able to embrace your truth, whatever that is,
with no
judgment for yourself, so you can be honest with yourself and then be willing to get into a conversation, right? Mm-hmm. So then one of the ways we start this, we're going to get to 5 questions that we say you can ask to jump this conversation off. Now, you need to be brave to have these questions. You need to have thick skin to have these questions. You need to understand that you're about to teach your spouse what they can tell you by how you respond. Okay, everybody type that down. You teach your spouse what they can tell you by how you respond to whatever they say. However you respond to what they say, you're about to teach them what they can trust you with. You're about to teach them how much they can tell you, how much they can trust you by how you respond to whatever they say. Y'all got that? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, when you hear this truth, whatever it is, you have to be open to it. You can't necessarily be so, woe is me. You can't necessarily take it so personal. They're going to shut down. They're not going to open up. And the first 3 things they say is probably not the main thing they really want to say. They're just like testing the waters. Can we be honest? That's what we do, right? So you got to be willing to hear as much as you're willing to ask. That's right. Teach your spouse what they can trust you with by how you respond. Thank you so much for typing that down and saying it well. I need you to get that out there. You can cut and paste later and take your notes. All right. So one of the first things that you got to ask, here's the deepest one, just to jump it off. Y'all ready for the question? When I type the question on the screen, you need to make sure that you type the question on the screen. Now, we're only going to do this for like 20 minutes, and then we're going to take questions from you. There's a link in the bio on Facebook, on YouTube, that lets you ask an anonymous question to us. So nobody has to know. We won't even know who asked the question. You ask the anonymous question. We're going to give you 30 minutes of answers. God give us wisdom.
And if you brave enough, just write it on up.
To the best of the right. You don't even got to go through all that. You just want to put that. All right, here we go. So here's the first question. Y'all ready for the first question? The first question is, what do you desire? Right? What do you desire? This is the first question, because a lot of people say like they're frustrated or not happy, but they don't even know what they want. People don't know what they want. People have not taken time to know themselves enough to know what they want. So now they're in a relationship and frustrated with the other person when they probably should be frustrated with themselves. The number one question: you can love your neighbor as yourself, as you love yourself. So the number one question you have to really know is, what do you desire? What do you really want? And that's why I told the single people, y'all don't have to leave, because single people want to be married and they want to be in a relationship. But before you get joined with somebody else, you have to ask yourself, what do you really desire? What do you want? Because if you don't know what you want, then you won't know what you're trading, what you're submitting to, what you attracting, what you should take, what you shouldn't take. You won't know. You won't know when you're lured off. You won't know if you're off. You won't know if it's, you don't know none of that. So you got to start before you try to make the first person, before you try to make the other person responsible for your happiness, or the other person responsible for your satisfaction. You got to start with you. What do I really desire? What do I desire?
And that is, and sometimes that's a Selah. That's a, put that question up there.
Sometimes.
All the time.
All the time.
That's that Selah. That's, I get away with myself. And I ask myself, what do I desire? What do I want? And that can change with different phases of your life,
different seasons, different ages, different parts of the year. I'm just saying, what do you desire? I mean, if we're honest, we're going to be honest. I mean, my wife is such a nurturer and such a giver, and she's always adjusting to me, the family, the kids, the whatever. And when I check in with her and ask her, what does she want? That's one of her most frustrating moments. Sometimes she just be like, I don't know. Just leave me alone. And I just be like, I'll leave you alone, but I really can't leave you alone, because I don't know that you're good unless you know you're good. I don't even know how to love you, how to serve you. I don't know what season we're in. I don't know if the sacrifices I'm calling you to for me are really things you want to do, or if they're things you don't want to do, because you got to touch base with you. And then I find a way to create space for her to be able to touch base with her, because if she don't know what she desires, then if she doesn't know what she desires and I know what I desire, then I'm only going to put my desires on her and never really get to her desires. And she'll be busy trying to fulfill my desires and never know what her desires is. And eventually that might just
and make you frustrated and angry. And then when you sit back and you think about it, you're the only person you can blame is yourself. Yeah. And that's the truth. And I know as women, especially, not that men don't go through this, but especially women go through seasons of not necessarily knowing what you want and desire, because you have been taught to just, take care of everybody. And if you just take care of everybody and you just nurture everybody, then that's your fulfillment, and you're going to be fulfilled in that. Sometimes some of that's true.
Yeah, sometimes that's true, and sometimes it's not. I mean, I think for you, it's real that you thankfully don't always want a lot.
Right. But I want something. And when I don't get the little things,
yes, you do,
that I want, then it's bad for everybody. And it's just the truth. And
even little things like food. Like when you're hungry, you're not yourself when you're hungry. You know that commercial, that sneakers commercial? You're not yourself when you're hungry. That's her. And everybody knows when she's hungry. Like, you ain't eat? Are you all right? She like, no, I didn't eat. I want some food. And y'all playing. So we go feed her no matter what. Right?
And then I'm fine.
And then you're good.
But for somebody else, they will look at that and be like, well, I don't want to impose, and I don't want nobody to have to do. You got to stop all of that. Like, especially at a certain age, you just can't do it.
Right.
And really, the quicker you learn that about yourself, the better your life will be, and the better the people that are in relationship with you, that they will be, because they will not be so upset.
Yeah.
Because you're so upset. And it's self-responsibility. Yeah. Nobody No one should have to figure out in their head and some magical potion to figure out what you want. You are grown. You should be able to articulate how you feel. And most of that, the reason why we are not able to do that is because of childhood trauma.
Oh, why you?
I'm just being honest.
We only supposed to be doing this part for 20 minutes. Why you just keep on opening up stuff?
Go.
Now
go to the next one.
No, you can't.
Childhood trauma is that if you as a child was always trying to please your parents, then 9 times out of 10, and when you try to please everybody, you push down what you really want so that you can live in this space of acceptance from everybody else. But in reality, when you're by yourself, you don't accept yourself. So then you feel bad about yourself because no one really knows the real you because you just been a self-pleaser. So you got to get healed from that. And that's why I'm saying you have to take a Selah, a moment by yourself where nobody else is talking to you or have anything else to say, and be quiet with yourself and with God and say, what do I really want? What do I really desire? If all of this was taken away right now, what would I pull back in my life? If it was all taken away, what would you go and reach for to come back in your life? That's that question. That was God right there. Because that's real serious. If you clear the canvas and say, okay, now what do I want to pull back in my life?
Yeah. You're creating your own canvas.
Exactly.
So, so sometimes we manage things that we really don't want, and we manifest things that we really
don't want.
We really don't desire. So what do you desire? It's a book that talks about childhood and your relationships and all that. We should come back and do that for Marriage Monday. Listen, what do you desire? Man, it's important to know what you desire as a leader, to know what you want. A woman wants to help. She can't help but help. She can't help somebody that don't know what she's helping. Most part, women want a man that can lead, and men want a woman that can help. And I know that sometimes we think about what you desire is selfish. That's right. Somebody just said that on IG. But being selfish is where love your neighbor as yourself. So selfishness doesn't have to be bad. It only is bad when your selfishness is always causing you to be in misalignment or misstep with your spouse, because what they want and what you want are not the same thing. When what they want and what you want is the same thing, then you're being selfish is also self-fulfilling. And so everybody check in with yourself and find out what you desire so you can check in with your spouse to say what they desire. Number 2, we got to push. All right. You open it up. All right, here we go. Here's a good way to lean into that. So what do you like that you use? What don't you like? I'm sorry, that you used to like, right?
And this is all going into that whole thing of desire, that when you start talking about what you desire and what you want, you'll start leaning into, you know what? I used to like that. Right. I don't like that no more.
And that's okay.
Exactly.
Because this is the person that you're supposed to be evolving with, growing with, right? And so if you're evolving and you're growing with this person, this is the marriage relationship that is not a ceiling, but a catalyst. It's opening up for you. It's evolving. You are allowed to change.
Yeah.
Your change isn't seen as a threat. Your change isn't seen as negative. Your change or your evolution is seen as growth. And I don't want to lock you in so that I know what you used to like, that I don't let you or allow you to like something else. Right. So and what do you, and it's not fair to me to have to always be picking your brain or trying to figure out what don't you like anymore that you used to like? What are your likes and your dislikes? What did you grow out of? What new behaviors, what new things have you started to like? And where did you get them from?
That part. Because I was just about to say that, like, you know, what you don't like and what you do like. And then the question is, you got to make sure that it comes from the right space and not flags, red flags of
but
some
even
kind of affair.
But even so, the questions, what don't you like that you used to, will also give you some sense of clues or curiosity into the space that they're in right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's healthy. Right.
There.
And it's okay. It also says that you can try things and say, I don't like it. My wife and I don't choke. We try things. And then sometimes she likes it. And sometimes she's like, I don't like that. And I'll be like, okay.
And I don't have no problem saying,
and that doesn't bother. That doesn't hurt that doesn't hurt my pride if I shoot my shot. You know, I don't get offended just because I tried something that she didn't like. It's just I tried it and then she didn't like it.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. What don't you like that you used to like? We should move on. You are silly, girl. All right. Here's a good one. All right. Y'all ready? We about to get to some questions in a minute. So we're only doing this for a minute. Here we go. How do you describe our relationship right now?
That's good.
Without it being like, yeah, you see her blushing. Without it being like defensive, right? Just honest. How would you describe our relationship right now? We were having this conversation about describing our relationship right now, and she gave it a 5. I gave it a 3, and I was like, "Ooh, we're not in the same place." And then she said, "Well, why would you give it a 3?" And then I told her what I was talking about. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's a 3 right there." So it wasn't that we were so far. It's just that what we were talking about or discussing, I was thinking of it probably to like overall, like in certain spaces, and she was thinking of it between me and her. And I was like, yeah, me and you, we good right now, but this I would like to be better. And she was like, I could see that.
And it opened up a portal for a conversation.
Yeah.
Of why is it a 3?
Right.
And why, and why do you feel like that? And
right.
Then he was able to express to me what he wanted and what he desired and how he was looking at things right now, just based upon kind of his headspace. And so it was a great space of conversation, of talking about rating that
and growth.
Right.
Because it was able to describe our relationship like we were talking about it objectively, or like what if we was trying to explain it to somebody else, not ourselves, and it caused us to open up. We're still actually in this conversation right now. To be honest with y'all, this question we're still having because we didn't finish we didn't finish it while we were thinking about how we describe it and what we saw and what we want differently. So how do you describe your relationship, or our relationship right now, is a great way to have a conversation about your relationship without it causing tension or a fight between yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that is a healthy space to help your relationship grow, because you can see where there's a misalignment, or where there's agreement, or where there's frustration, or where there's tension, or where there's love, or where there's peace, or where there's what?
I was smiling at the love.
Do you want to say anything else to that?
No, I don't.
All right, y'all good? She still ain't recovered from the other conversation. Come back, girl.
I'm trying.
Your cheeks is all red. The people see your face. Like, what is you doing? Get back to the conversation. All right, y'all got questions coming through. We got 2 more. We got 2 more. Then we about to hit it. But if you got questions, hit the link. Or either you could post it right here, all right? Or tag somebody and tell somebody, what up, Jabari? You good? Good
to see
you.
Jabari.
All right, so yeah, we about to jump in. We got 2 more, and we're going to go for it, all right? We're going to go for it. Here we go. Is this good for y'all? Hit us up. Let us know. Is this good? Are y'all listening? Are you with your spouse, or are you by yourself? Are you watching along? Are you taking notes? You going to tell them? You going to share it? What you going to do? All right, holla at us. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Here's a good one. This is question number 4, right? Here we go. What's your dream vacation? Now, vacation. Why your dream vacation? Now, why would we get into this? Man, because this helps you like lift your head out, like look into the future. Like sometimes the other questions are so heavy. You're just so bogged down into now and what's around and what's going on
that you cannot even wrap your head around my desire. What? Where are we at right now? What? I can't think of none of that right now. But if I think about a dream vacation, that helps me to escape. And sometimes we need to come out of kind of like what you call it, the circle or the square,
the triangle.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to come out.
Stuck in a triangle. We go from here, we go there. Come on, holla at us. Where is your dream vacation? The beach for sure. Some waterfalls. I see that. Yeah. Where is your dream vacation? What's your dream vacation? Hawaii. I see that. Where you want to go? Where do you want to go? Talk to me. Come on. You should be able to drop that in. If you can't drop that in quick, listen. You ain't focusing on the future. Greece. Let's go. Come on.
If you single, you should have a dream vacation.
Hawaii. I see it. Hawaii. Somebody else going to Hawaii. Where you at? Maldives. Come on, Maldives. I like it. Yeah. Hawaii. Paris. Let's go. Where you going? Where you going? Egypt.
Yeah.
The Bahamas. I love that. Bora Bora. I know. I want to go to Bora Bora too, but it seems so far. I don't want to go, but I do want to go.
On.
All right,
Ghana,
I'm sorry. Ghana, Jamaica, Aruba, Niagara Falls.
That was we had our honeymoon there.
We did. She made me go.
I did not make.
You did.
Whatever. Dubai,
Australia, Greece, anywhere on the Mediterranean. London.
Kenya.
I got it. Kenya, France. Come on, talk to me. Where you going? Where you going? Dubai, Egypt, Hawaii, Africa. Boom,
Nigeria,
boom. Right off the bat. Let's go. Tahiti.
Fuji.
Where you going? Come on. Where do you want to go?
Motherland.
Right. Where do you want to go?
Savannah,
Georgia.
I heard
Savannah is beautiful.
Really?
Yes, I heard that. It's very nice. Yeah.
What is that? I can't pronounce that. Sanatoria?
Yes, Santorini, Fiji,
Belize.
Alaska, Africa, Belize, Lakefront by Chicago back in the day. Spain. Here we go, right? So having a conversation, thinking about where your dream vacation is, what you want to do. The dream vacation, Barbados is beautiful. It gets your head out of now. It lets you hope for the future. It lets you plan, start. So how much money does that cost?
Right.
Do we have a passport? Do we have the right luggage for that? When would you like to go? Do we need a travel agent? Should we start researching? You know, sometimes you should be working towards something. That'll just stop.
Sometimes you just need a project.
Yeah, just stop.
For your marriage.
Stop being at each other all the time and start dreaming about something you want to do together. Turks and Caicos, Antigua, Mexico. Right? Caribbean island with my wife. That's it. Look up, look out, look up, look out. The Jordan River. I can't stand you, Pastor Welter. What you doing? You is crazy.
We're not talking about you. We'll talk to you later.
Pastor Welton said he going to the Jordan.
He is not. He made all that up. He going to the Grand River.
Oh my God.
Lake Michigan.
That's an inside joke, y'all, for him and us. But anyway, that's because we went to the Jordan. All right, listen. That's where it is. Having the conversation, thinking about the future is great for a dream vacation, right? This is good to deepen the conversation. When's the last time you communicated this? Y'all jumping it in. Answer me. When's the last time you communicated this to your spouse, right? When's the last time you communicate this to your spouse, right? When's the last time you told them where you want to go, where you're looking forward to going, right? When's the last time you had this conversation? Well, my husband don't like to travel sometimes, don't even know which way. I don't even know which way to go. Don't like to travel sometimes. But you assume for him. Right. You assume for him that he doesn't like to travel, which he might not. But when's the last time you talked to him about where you want to go? Look at these faces. Y'all got emojis. I told my computer not too long ago, last week, of course. Hey, Kim. She said last week. Yesterday on his birthday. Good. It's been a while. Thank you for the honesty. Some people say I can't even say because we know it in our head, and there we go. In our head, know where we want to go, know what we want to do, frustrated, haven't communicated it, and then got the nerve to probably say, we'll never do nothing fun.
You never planned nothing fun.
You never talked about nothing fun. When the last time you communicated your dream vacation? All right, we got to get out of here. We got one more, and then we got questions coming through like crazy. Here's a question. How can I help? You the one opened up with the evisms and stuff. How can I help, right? The greatest question, when you get through answering all these questions and asking these questions, the golden question is, how can I help? What can I do to help you? Help our marriage, help our relationship? What can I do so we deepen us? How can I help? How can I add value to our relationship? Right? Yeah. How can I help? Y'all didn't type that one down. Number 5, type it down. How can I help? That's what you got to ask. How can I help? What do I know? What do I want to know? How can I help? What are you doing? What are you thinking about? Come back. Get to the line. What are you doing? You're doing something.
No, I'm not, because what I'm thinking about is making sure that it's not just for the female. Because when I see that, like, I had to like think about that the man has to get in his head, how can I help? Because a woman is just made to help. So like it resounds for us immediately. But as a man, I think you should kind of like speak to that as a man. Like, as a man, I should speak to how can I help? As many. No, not like that. Like, when you're asking your wife, how can I help?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Once I know what you want and what you're trying to do, how can I help you get it done?
Okay.
Automatically.
I just kind of wanted you to like to speak there, because I just think sometimes men don't know how to do that.
I think men are problem solvers. Men want to have solutions. Men want to have answers. I think if a woman presents to her man something she's trying to do or accomplish without necessarily trying to make him do it or accomplish it for her, I think he's more than willing to help. Yeah. More than willing to say, how can I make that happen? You told me something today. You was like, I asked you a question. You told me your situation. How long did it take me to offer help?
It took like 1 minute.
Right. So it's like most men are always willing to help. Most women usually don't know. Most women usually know how to help. They don't know how they need help.
But doesn't.
Wait. Okay. Hear what I said. Say what I said.
That most men know how to help. They just don't know how. They just don't know what exactly she needs them to help.
No, that's not what I said. It's you kind of what I said, but that's not what I said. See, that's how it works. I said most women know how to help. Most women know how to help a man.
Yeah.
But most men, when they ask their woman how to help, she doesn't know how to tell him what she needs help
because
with.
She started going in her head. What are you gonna do? Do I got to tell him? How much do I got to show him? Like all of that.
Exactly.
Versus, but what you're doing is you are like not allowing him to be in the relationship.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hold him to something that is unfair because
right.
You didn't really.
If he didn't just go drift off and say, Adam, I'm hungry, he could have probably said, oh, you hungry? Have this. Instead, she's just like, I ain't bothering him. I know where the tree is just like he is. I know how to get this tree myself. She over there eating on the tree. Why are you looking like that?
She may not have said all of that.
Well, how did it happen?
I don't know. But
well, how you can get to do your version? What's your version?
That nothing.
Oh, it's possible she had a different version, but in my mind, she tried to help herself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She didn't. Never mind.
You talk about
the questions.
Oh,
go to the questions.
Sorry.
All right, we got plenty of questions, and we only got 15 minutes because my wife went in.
What?
Is it wrong for the woman to make money? Is that overly ambitious? No, make that money. Is that wrong? Is it wrong for the woman to make money? Is that overly ambitious? I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't
make
think
that
so.
money.
Make the money. The man should not be insecure about you making that money.
It's not overly ambitious, but you got to be careful. Be careful with that mouth about when you get into little arguments and stuff, and then saying little stuff that it's like.
Why? Because the person that usually make the most money got a little something with them.
Yeah, like I make the decisions. I'm doing this.
Ooh.
I'm just if it ain't for me, then none of this. When you get frustrated and angry, then you say stupid stuff. What?
Look at the women going in. Some of them or maybe she asked him several times and he wouldn't give them nothing to eat, and so she went over there to the tree. Do you see why I'm acting like that? Because that's what they said. And then Olivia said, that's what Eve said, and I'm still mad at her. I know, right, Olivia? Right? And then Kim said, no matter who gets it. Oh, she talking about the money. That's right. All right. Get this money and bring it to the family.
Yep.
There's seasons. There's seasons when perhaps in your marriage, there's seasons when somebody got that more money making power. And as long as you bringing it back to the crib and building the empire and know what it's going towards, then it's healthy, right?
Yeah.
All right. You want to ask anonymous questions? Get it. You want to drop it here? Get it. Something. All right. She got some. Go ahead, babe.
You don't recognize that you're off when we were talking about your desires. So what if you don't recognize that you're off? I mean, I think because
when you're off.
Yes. I think because we're saying it. And sometimes little things can just transpire, like something just come across your screen or whatever, that to be like, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, this could be da 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 da. So I think that you just have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I think we all. I think we all know when we're off, or either we haven't been still enough or quiet enough to know.
Recognize.
If you're still enough, you're quiet enough, you're touching with yourself, you will know. Next question.
All right, so this is a good one. How do you regain trust again if you responded poorly to your spouse?
Ooh.
So when we talked about being able to, you train your spouse, watch how you respond. Go ahead. You can go. You got that one.
Why are you telling me?
Because you do.
Well, just step into it. Apologize. Okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Last time I asked you something, I went crazy. I cussed you out. I raised my voice. I tried to emasculate you. I did blah, 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 whatever. And that, I just didn't handle that right. I'm wrong. Give me another chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. And let's start over again, all right? I really apologize and I repent. Humility goes a long way. When we mess up in marriage, why are we so slow to just be like, oh, I blew that. I didn't respond the way I wanted. I responded the way I grew up. My evism kicked in. I responded in the environment, the dysfunctionality that I did.
That's mine.
Right? So it's like, so just lean into it and apologize and try to work to regain trust.
What if we don't know how to help our spouse?
What if we don't know how?
Mm-hmm.
You don't ask.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe they've asked, and because we said that, maybe you've asked and they haven't expressed it to you. But how would you even know if they haven't totally expressed it?
Yeah, ask and listen and ask and listen and ask and listen. And don't try to fill in the blanks and don't try to over ask and don't try to, yeah.
What do you do when you've told your spouse what you desire, but they still don't give you what you need from them?
You say it again. What do you
do when you've told your spouse what you desire, but they still don't give you what you need from them?
What do you do?
You just keep trying and you keep having a conversation about it.
That's exhausting.
I understand that's exhausting. And you're going to say you just give up.
Yeah.
You just change your wants and don't want it no more.
You adjust. So this is a thing. Why are you giving up? Stay in it. You can't answer the questions because you be reading for the next one and you don't stay here.
Because I'm trying to stay. You telling me to make sure I got the question.
You stay here. No, you stay here.
You said my job was the question.
You stay. I took it because you can't stay present when you reading the next question. You're trying to figure out what the next question is instead of staying present. Now back to the question. The question is that when you're in that space, I think it's a both and. I always say adjust your wants. Try to change. That might not make you happy. Maybe you got to submit. She always says,
I say that you need to be patient and you need to allow grace to happen, but you still need to keep it before them because it took me a long time to be this way. And being married to you is not getting ready to change that overnight. Doesn't mean that you don't act like it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that you don't act like you don't want it, like none of that. But in the same vein, you can't just assume that your partner just is like, don't care.
Antonio says, lead them into it. I like that answer. He says, lead them into it. Sometimes people don't know because they got to be led into it. Good answer, Antonio.
Very good, Antonio. Thank you. We'll take that.
While you're adjusting your sales and adjusting how you want, and then you lead them into it, you adjust what you want, and you keep believing. All the three. What do you do if your spouse resents you for the things she really didn't communicate over the years? Happens all the time. That's what we do. Did you just jump in?
Yeah.
He must have just jumped in.
Just jumped in.
Because we answered that at the top. I'm telling you, it's not fair. It's not right. And so in the process, what do you do if your spouse resents you for things she really didn't communicate? You communicate to her that you didn't tell me. And please don't resent me for what you never communicated. I'm not a mind reader and I can't do that. I can't read your mind. And it's not fair for you to hold me in resentment or in a place where you didn't communicate what you wanted, and now you are holding me against it. For a woman who we got a question on IG, for a woman who's used to being independent, how do you learn how to need help?
That's a good one.
I'm telling you, that's the whole evism. How do you learn if you're used to being independent? A good husband, most men don't want you to lose your strength in a marriage. They don't want you to lose your strength in the marriage. They want you to be strong, but you also have to recognize in every relationship, there's some limitations. That's why you got married. 2 is better than 1.
Right.
There's some limitations. I don't lose my strength. Neither do I want my wife to lose her strength. But if she don't show up fully as her, then she can't fully help me. Then we can't truly 10 times ourselves. If I'm showing up fully as myself and she's not showing up as her full self, then we don't really maximize the benefit of being together.
But one of the things that we talked about in our marriage, because we're both firstborns, that we were in a season in our marriage where we were like about to just be like, I don't really need you, and hear what I'm saying. And that does not, and I'm not saying negative. It in a nasty way. I'm saying that if I don't make spaces for you,
vulnerability,
right, if I don't make spaces for you, for me to need you, then I'm not gonna need you.
I know how to cook. She know how to cook.
I know how to wash. You know how to wash.
She know how to make money. I know how to make money. I know how to drive. Like at some point, you have to make a decision to be vulnerable and allow yourself space for the other person to be vulnerable and to need them. Because it's not that you can't do without them. You just can do more with them.
And really, that little place right there is just really, you just don't want to trust. You've been hurt.
It's pain.
It's pain. And it's painful. And you don't want to experience that pain. And you don't want to experience the expectation of wanting somebody to do something for you, and then they don't do it.
That's good. All right. We can't get to all of them, but we're going to keep pushing because y'all got some good ones here.
No, you told me I can't talk.
Okay, but I couldn't open your phone. All right. What do you do when you told your spouse that what you desire, but they still don't give you what you need from them? Oh, is it possible to be content with taking care of your people? Can that be your desire?
It can.
Yes. Long as it's your absolutely desire. Absolutely. There are some women, I know some women that it is their desire to take care of their family, to take care of their husband, their spouse. Their world is that. Like that's not oppressive. That's not something they traded for something else. That's like something, that's all they wanted. That's all they prayed for. They was like, ooh, I can't wait to be a mom. And their whole world is their kids. I can't wait to get married. And their whole world is their husband. It is okay as a woman or as a man for that to be your heart's desire, as long as it is your
desire. And it's not an imposed desire. And most of the time, if that's your desire, 9 times out of 10, you have exhausted other spaces. So certain things can be your desire because you exhausted those other spaces. And that's what people are not doing. They're not exhausting certain spaces, which requires them to be placed in a place and then looking back at something else because they didn't exhaust it.
Yeah. Then you're in another season of your life and you wishing you was in a previous season of your life because you didn't live in that season.
In that moment. Yeah.
Right. In that moment. So Debbie says, how do you help your spouse when you talk to him? He just keeps saying he is fine because he's been taught to be the man and keep it in and not deal with it. It's hard sometimes to open up a man that is used to being closed, but the Bible, Proverbs says a man's heart is a deep well, and a wise person or woman knows how to draw it out. And the wisdom that comes with that is really about asking the right questions. So I always say, don't question your man, but ask him questions. A man wants to have the answers. And so questioning him is different from asking great questions that gets him to open up and articulate answers or feelings or emotions. It may take a little patience. It may take a little trust, but the right questions in the right moment, in the right atmosphere, will open him up to some answers. And when you see that spark, don't jump in, don't over talk, just listen, lean into it, and make him create an atmosphere where your heart becomes a safe space for him to give you his truth.
That's good.
Yeah. How do you get your spouse to understand he's not always right? How do you know he's not always right? I think my wife always says it best. You can be right or you can be married. And I think when it's us and we overemphasize right and wrong over best. Like there's more than one answer or more than one way to get to a thing. And the question isn't always like who's right, is just like what's best for us. Right?
What's best in this season.
I don't have to be right. Me being right should not make you wrong.
It shouldn't feel like you're the winner.
Yeah. I'm right. Yeah. It's like that's single that talk. That's foolishness. Like me being right should make us better. You being right.
Win.
You being right should make us better. So I'm right and you wrong, and you right and I'm wrong, meaning that we ain't on the same side.
We're not, we're not going in the same direction.
Yeah.
And to me, the question is, why do you want to be right?
Yeah. Why do you
feel like you want to be right?
And why do somebody else gotta be wrong for you to be right
about being right?
Just what's best. What's best for us? Choose best over right or wrong, and choose to find what's the best solution or the preferred, or release it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I leave my house and I say we going from here to Jules, right? It's 3 ways to get to Jules. 3 ways to get to Jules. So why is one way right over the other way? It just depends on who's driving. Take the way you want to take. We still gonna get to Jules. We still gonna get to Target. I just might prefer to go this way and you might prefer to go that way. Does that mean your way is right and my way is wrong? Or does that just mean that this is my preferred way? And in marriage, we have to learn that it's not always, sometimes it's just about preferences. We're making preferences principles. Yeah. And it's just not necessarily the case. It's just what's best for us.
Some things you just got to sit back in the car and put your sunglasses on and just ride. Because we're going to get to Jewel. Yeah. Now, sir, if you want to go all the way around, I'm going to let you have that.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to sit here and put my sunglasses on.
Somebody said, and right there, that's why I'm single. And that's real.
And that's real.
And that's fair. And that's fair. All right, we got to get ready to wrap up. We got any more questions?
Hey,
Oh my God, we got a lot. We can't get to all of them. Come on, let's get one.
Difference between leading.
What's the difference between leading and manipulation? You think that's really, really good?
Babe,
what you think so good about that?
Leading and manipulation, because they can be very close. Based upon, it's the heart of the person.
Intent.
The intent.
Yeah, motive.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And if a person feels like that's rough. If a person feels like your leadership is manipulation, that's not good.
Yeah, that's why I think it's like, do you ever question if my leadership is manipulation in our marriage?
I don't know. I don't think I ever have.
You ever think, honestly, have you ever felt like I was manipulating you?
Situation? No, I haven't felt that way. But you will say that I'm trying to manipulate the situation sometimes.
How? Like, give an example.
Like you just said, you just trying to get what you want.
When?
Oh my God.
When did I say that?
I don't know, babe. Today.
What I said about? I don't remember, for real. Tell me. What did I say it about?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Don't do that. You said that. Say it.
Because you say it as women. You say it about your daughter. You say that we trying to get our way. That's what I mean. I don't mean like no mad.
But I don't feel like she was. I didn't feel like she was manipulating me. I just said that she thinks she's running me.
Running you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not the same as manipulation.
I can see how you can say that, but I feel like manipulations is that's yeah. I just was saying.
No, I've never felt like this.
Yeah,
no.
I just said that I felt like she thinks she got me wrapped around her finger, and
she
she could just but I don't want her to know it all the time. So, but yes, to that point, yes. But I don't feel like it's manipulative.
But leadership, like. That's
what grandma say? It's like the man
woman,
is the head,
and the woman is the neck.
She turns
so
the
you
head.
got to be, I don't know. You just have to I'm gonna speak for me. With my husband in regards to leadership, I trust his leadership. If I think that something might be off, I go to God so that God can help me.
And you talk to me.
Yeah, and I don't feel good about this, or I don't think it should go this kind of way, or some things I just leave it alone because it's not. I don't believe my husband is manipulating me. So it could be something that I'm not seeing. So I check myself first. But if you feel like everything in that leadership is manipulation, that's a deep conversation that you need a facilitation with. You need a facilitator to come into that, because if they feel that they're leading and you feel like they're manipulating, you need to add somebody else to that conversation.
Yeah, I could see that.
That needs to be that. There's some therapy that needs to happen.
Because especially in a non-marital relationship, that can happen more often in a marriage relationship. And then once you get married, if you didn't catch that in a non-marriage relationship, then it could be really controlling and dominating in a marital relationship. But in a healthy relationship, you can't afford to think every suggestion of leadership is manipulation, because then you're not working together.
Yeah.
And you can be critical at that at every time. That's very, very problematic.
And the other person, you could be accusing them of manipulation, and they like, what are you talking about?
This is an interesting perspective. Miss Juanita says that, is it a problem in a relationship when the woman is more of a leader than her man? Would he maybe feel like he's being manipulated or she's manipulating him or controlling him in the context? I think that happens oftentimes.
That does.
But I think guys do it too. But again, a marriage relationship, that's just such a way to live.
That gave me a headache.
I know, but sometimes it does happen.
I know.
But people do that though. Both sides. Men are dominating and controlling women. Women are manipulating and controlling men. Women doing things with men to get, money, bills paid, stuff done. Men are doing things to try to control, dominate, manipulate their spouse or their woman or whatever. That's just unhealthy. If you're in a situation like that where you can't, here's the bottom line. If you're in a relationship where you can't trust the leadership, then get out that relationship. If you're in a relationship where you can't trust the leadership, get out that relationship. If you're in a relationship where you feel manipulated or controlled all the time, that's an unhealthy relationship.
That's toxic.
It's toxic, and it could be very, very, very bad. All right, can we end on a lighter note? Is it another one?
I don't think it's
let's go.
How do you balance your career, your calling, and having a spouse? That's not light?
How do you balance your career, your calling? We don't believe in balance.
Yeah,
we believe in harmony.
Yeah,
it's not first, second, third, 1, 2, 3. It's all in. It's God first in everything. It's all of them are necessary. Your calling, your career, your family, your spouse, it all goes together, and all of it has its priority in a healthy space. So when it's all healthy and it's all flowing, then it's all good, right? And not choosing. There are seasons and times when you might have to have sacrificial seasons where something may feel more of a priority than the other one, because you're in a season where you both understand what you're working for. If your spouse is in school, you know what I'm saying? There's an end date. We're working for school while we in school. We in school so we can make more money, win the money so we can fulfill the family goal. Blah blah. So that might be the season where you in school and I cook, or we go eat out more. Or I'm in school, or I'm real busy in this space and you were busy in that space. So it's quality time over quantity time. We're sacrificing for the sake of the relationship. We're making some career changes. We're trying to save for a house. We're trying to save for a vacation. And so we have moments and times where we recognize the necessities of the season that we're in, because we've had these very important conversations, and we know where we are. And then our expectations are adjusted because I don't sense your career moves as working against the family. I just sense your career moves as a part of the career moves because it's working for us. I don't sense you going back to school as fighting me or not loving me. It's just right now you in them books. You know what I'm saying? And there's an end date. Maybe right now there's a sacrifice that you're making for the sake of the family that I'm willing to endure that sacrifice because I understand what we're building, not what you're building.
Right. And equal submission. Like understanding that there are different spaces and times and things that need to be done, that you will have to have one will submit to the other.
That's right.
And I think that a healthy relationship is understanding what you submit to. My husband will tell me, I'm submitting to you.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, so don't ask me no questions today. Yeah, whatever where we going? I don't know. Wherever you say.
Right. And so you got to understand that there is equal submission when there's equal respect. When you respect each other, when you respect each other's mind, you respect each other's decisions, you respect each other's spirit, then you're easily to
when
submit.
You trust each other, and you know what you building. Like you're not smart. You're not smart if you're in a relationship where you don't submit to whoever's better.
You should have just stayed by yourself.
So whoever is better at something, submit to them. The other person that know you're not the best at this, don't try to do it because you think that's you're supposed to do it. That's not smart. Like for our marriage, whoever's better at it is who we submit to. Whoever's better at it for the sake of the family. because we're building something together.
For the sake of the nation.
That's right.
You
the
have.
Nation that you're building.
You submit all other places in your life. Yeah. And then when you get to your marriage, you try to throw it out the window and say that it no longer exists. But no organization, no nation, no nothing with any kind of leadership does not allow submission.
Right. So have the discussion and then decide. Decide to have the marriage that you want. Decide to have the marriage that you desire. Decide. Quit saying, I can't have it. I'm frustrated. I don't know. Decide. You can decide today that you're going to start creating the marriage that you desire, creating the relationship that you desire. You can decide today that you're going to build what you dreamed about before you had it. The relationship you wanted when you were single, you can have it, but you can't have it without work. But it'll work if you work it. You have to decide. This is your new year. For those of us in the kingdom of God, I told you last night, this is Rosh Hashanah. This is your new year. You can decide. You can work towards it fresh. Remember, if you got in late, here we go. Decide. What do you desire? Individually and together. What do you want separately and together? What do you want separately and together? Second one we said, well, what don't you like that you used to like, right? Where have you grown? Where's your evolution point? What has changed? What is your evolution in our relationship? The third one we said was, how do you describe our relationship right now? If you wanted to articulate the thoughts, how do you describe it? Where is it? Are we in a good place? Are we in a healthy place? And don't be defensive.
Right.
Don't be defensive. Don't judge it. Hear it. Hear it in a healthy space, right? Here's the one that's fun. What's your dream vacation? Where do you want to go, girl? Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Where can I take you to make you smile? Where can I take you to make you smile? Huh? Where else can I take you to make you smile?
I don't have to go far.
And then, how can I help? We got to go. How can I help? How can I help? How can I help? This isn't just for your wife, man of God, to ask you, King, how she can help you. But ask her, how can you help her? How can you help her be her best self? How can you help her be her healthiest self? How can you help her mental health? Is there anything that you can provide for her that makes her life better and makes it easier? This discussion opens you up to the relationship, the marriage that you desire. All right? Desire and decide. And decide to discuss and decide to have the relationship that you desire. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? Yes. That's what we are talking about tonight. Was this helpful? What you got? Oh, yes. Do y'all got my book?
Do y'all have this, mentors? This is the 20th book.
This is
his 20th book, y'all. He has told me that people have come up to him and said, I read this book in one day.
That's real.
I read this book on an airplane. And he was like, why do you think people like that? I said, because everybody knows that they need a mentor in their life. And sometimes they don't necessarily know how to obtain it. And they don't necessarily know how to manage it. And this is a great book of all of the mentors in his life that have taught him lessons and the lessons that he learned in that relationship. So, it's good. You should also go on to YouTube. He did a reading with our family.
Choked me up. I couldn't even hardly read.
People are just so, they're so teary-eyed by it. But it was very beautiful to hear how his family has mentored him. Yeah, because mentorship is everywhere.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, I'm not just my teachers of my family. My family has taught me and still teaching me a lot. So those of you that got the book, thank you.
Yeah, because
those of you that didn't get it yet,
you need to get it.
Yeah, it's good.
Go ahead and get it. Right. Jamone Glenn at me.com.
That's right.
All right.
So good.
Hey, thank you so much. Where you grow. If this has blessed you, like people come like seriously, this is not a joke. People come up to us and tell us everywhere we go, crazy. They're like, I just want you to know I watched Marriage Monday.
It's
you
crazy.
do. Well, praise God. If you watched it tonight and it blessed you, because I know we gave some really good nuggets and we brought some stuff. The counselors tell us that we should be charging a whole lot of money.
The counselors be like, what do y'all be doing?
And then they say, we tell the people, we send them to you, the counselor. We send them to y'all.
They come and pay us, and then we send them and tell them to watch your video. We be like, for real?
Excuse me?
So that's kind of why we kind of held up on doing it so much.
So where you grow. Let that be a principle for your life. So where you grow.
Yeah, that's anywhere, not just here. But if this helped you in any way, some people say it's worth what the counselor pay. You know, $100, $50, $25, $5, $10.
It's $25 an hour.
I don't know.
$25 to $50 an hour to talk to a counselor.
Sometimes it's more expensive than that. Sometimes it doesn't matter.
$150.
So where you grow.
Yeah.
All we trying to say is if it helped you, let us know that it helped you. Let it know it was worth your time, our mind, that we share nuggets that you can apply. At the end of the day, no matter what you learn, you gotta apply what you learn. And you got to live what you learn. We hoping the best for your family. We hoping the best for your friendships. We hoping the best for your relationships. We hoping that you get everything that you desire. This year, Happy New Year. Get everything that you desire. It's for you.
Come on, Evangelist.
It is yours. Oh my God.
Come on, Evangelist Anita.
It's for you.
She gonna tell us what our year is gonna be.
Come on, babe. Let's do marriage confession before we go. My marriage is blessed.
My marriage is blessed.
My spouse and I are led.
By
the Spirit of God.
By the Spirit of God.
When we pray together.
And when we pray together.
In unity. Our prayers are powerful. And they get results. When we make every effort. To establish. Peace. And harmony. In our home. Man, together. We walk in agreement. And we are an unstoppable force. And if we get angry, we are quick to forgive. So that we do not have strife. In our relationship. We are not self-seeking. Rude. Proud. Boastful. Jealous. Instead, we are loving. Kind. Patient. We put each other's needs. Before our own. And we trust each other. And protect the sanctity of our marriage. God has joined us together. And we will not be separated. That's our prayer and our confession for you. If you're married, if you're single, thanks for rocking with us. Over 200 people rocked with us tonight on both platforms. That's like a record. My God. And we don't know how many of y'all were like together. So it could have been more than 250. 150, 55 on OIG. I'm sorry. Jermone Glenn. You can do it on Cash App or PayPal. Thank you. My bad, IG. I forgot. 50 of y'all been rocking with us over here. Jermone Glenn on PayPal or on Cash App. You can go to my website also and do it. It'll get done there. Whatever I have belongs to her. Trust me. All right. She get it too.
I'm already getting it.
All right. So if you give it to me, she get it. But thank you for your sowing. Thank you for your seeds. Thank you if this helped you. Listen, have the discussion. Go do it. All right. Create the right atmosphere. Don't let it be contentious. Don't let the environment. Get some food. Get some good food. Light a candle. Make it smell good. Hey, get naked and sit there and on the bed and try to have a conversation. Try to have a conversation. You could.
What's your desire?
Hey, what you want?
Laying there.
What you need? Hey, do whatever you got to do to create that conversation. All right. Tag somebody that you know would have been blessed by this. I know we just popped up without no alert and y'all was ready to get it. All right. So listen, tag somebody. It will be up for a little while. It will be up on YouTube. It'll be up for a little while on Facebook, IG for a little while. And then we're going to take it down in about 24 hours. So watch it again. Watch it with your spouse. Share, tag. And if it really helps you, like she said, so where you grow. All right. We love y'all. We love y'all. Enjoy y'all evening.
Come on, Evangelist.
Because we got to go to bed. We got 4 a.m. prayer in the morning, but we got ministry tonight. Hallelujah. We got some ministry before 4 a.m. prayer. Hallelujah. We're going to talk to the Lord in the morning. We're going to talk to each other. We're going to talk to each other tonight. All right. See y'all later. Peace. We're going to let IG go first. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Love y'all. Thanks for rocking with us. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you still on Facebook?
Yeah, I know. I have to go off over there. All right, see y'all later. They still rocking with us again.
Because it's Anita.
Why don't y'all go? Oh, y'all want the song to end?
Getting red again. I know. I can't.
Yo, I love that I still make you red. Almost 20 years strong. Still make you red. Peace, y'all.